Okay, Professor Friedman, how do you feel after finding out that you have been recognized with the BBVA Foundation Fronteras of Knowledge Award along with Douglas Coleman?
I'm very thrilled and honored to be one of the recipients of the BBVA Award. This is a very important prize, and the roster of previous recipients is luminous. I'm also extremely excited to share the prize with Doug Coleman, on whose work much of my work is based. He's a great scientist and is someone over the years who I've also now consider to be a great friend.
Dr. Friedman, you studied medicine. What brought you to focus your career in basic research and more specifically to study obesity?
I came to research actually quite by chance. I had intended to pursue a career in medicine, but through a strange series of scheduling mishaps, I ended up after my medical training with a year with no plans until the following year. Someone at the institution I worked, a professor, suggested I try research for a year, and I did, and came here to work with Dr. Creek at Rockefeller on addiction. It turns out I loved research and never left this place to continue my training elsewhere as I had originally planned. Dr. Creek studied the molecules that regulate addiction, and the deep question there is how molecules regulate behavior. This became my interest, and I saw an opportunity to study the molecules that control feeding behavior. And so I started this research with the idea of trying to understand what the molecular basis for differences in body weight are.
Okay, how do you value the fact that your contribution has changed the perception of patients suffering obesity as being responsible for their illness?
Well, one of the things I'm most proud of is the ways in which our work and others is changing the perception of the obese. Previously, the obese were thought to be so because of a lack of willpower, but we've now learned with the identification of leptin by our group and other genes by others' groups, the differences in body weight are to a large extent genetically determined. And I think that now having an alternative explanation is very important for destigmatizing this condition. By that I mean viewing obesity not as a personal failing, but rather as a biological difference similar to the biological differences that distinguish each of us from many other traits. This is a very important point to me, and to the extent that this change of perception is happening as a consequence of our work, I'm very proud of it.
Thank you, Dr. Friedman.